Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Harbinger Down. About 2 years ago now, Alec Gillis and Tom Woodworth Jr. from the team who brought you the great practical visual effects of some of your favourite movies during the late 80s and 90s. These two created a studio called ADI, and as part of ADI they started making groundbreaking visual effects, practical visual effects. Before that they worked for Stan Winston and worked on Aliens, and because they did such a great job on Aliens working for Stan Winston, they then split off, created their own company called ADI, and carried on doing those alien visual effects from then on. About 2 years ago they decided they wanted to make a movie fully focused on practical visual effects, and as part of that they decided to create a Kickstarter campaign, and the result was Harbinger Down. Now Harbinger Down as a story is homage to classics like The Thing, which had great practical visual effects created by Rob Bottin, and it was supposed to be in the vein of that. Previously to this, they had also worked on the new incarnation of The Thing, and during that process of making The Thing remake, they did a whole heap of practical on-set, in-camera effects. And unfortunately, the film got delayed, so it gave them another year to overlay with a lot of computer-generated visual effects. And that coming out of that, they wanted to go back and make an homage to those classic films using solely practical effects. With the success of their Kickstarter campaign, myself being one of the backers, I have now been able to watch it for the first time. And it's not a masterpiece. Unfortunately, it fails at its fundamentals. The script is particularly bad, the acting is particularly bad, and I think at times the practical effects, being solely practical effects, actually hurts the film. A clear example of this is in the first scene of the film. A Russian ship crashing down on Earth. It looks horrible. You can see it's all practical effects, it's all puffy, it's all cotton clouds, all those things we saw back in the day, but not actually particularly done as well as they would have been done in the 80s. My most major problem with this film is the script. It's very generic, it's very much an homage to The Thing, it's basically beat by beat, but the script is just horrible. You have scenes with characters which you don't even need. Some of these characters, you don't need half this cast. They're so bad, and some of the dialogue and interchanging between them is so horrible you can hardly watch it. Of course, the best stuff in this film is the practical creature effects. That is the star. Of course, that would have been their main focus. This practical creature effects is their main focus in this feature. And they look fantastic. They got the visuals beautifully. They're beautifully lit. Of course, they've had 20, 30 years experience lighting these type of things. They know how to make these things look. But unfortunately, also making it completely practical hurt it in the editing bay. As we know of practical effects, you can only use certain shots and certain cuts to make it work smoothly before you have to use a digital effect just to smooth out the issues you have with shooting with practical. And as a result, some scenes where there's cuts or things that happen completely don't work. And so what just happened then? Your visual, you get pulled out of the movie straight away because you don't quite understand what happened. You can't see it. Like there's a creature interacting with a person, and you look at them. Well, what just happened to that person? Where did they go? And all this sort of stuff. Really, you could cut this into a really decent reel for their ADI business in parts. I would not be showing this fully to a studio and using it as a pitch for future film projects, because it's just horrible, unfortunately. And I backed this. I was really looking forward to it, and I'm actually very disappointed. I thought these guys had been in the industry 30 years. I thought that the storytelling would be there, but it's not. It's so just stagnated at times, and it's so hammery over the head, and with the poor acting and really stereotypical characters, like the Russian. They've changed it. Usually it's a male, but there's a female character, Russian, who just ends up to be a Russian spy. Okay. But Lance Henriksen was the star of this movie. Of course, he's been in a lot of films, Terminator, a lot of James Cameron films, Aliens, of course, as Bishop, and so on, and great Millennium TV series in the 90s by Chris Carter from X-Files fame. But he stands out heads and shoulders against everyone, because as soon as he starts he says his monologues or whatever, he talks to other characters in the piece, and it's not even bad television acting, some of it. It's just horrible, and the dialogue is just horrendous. It's just horrendous. Again, you cut this up just with the practical, really stuff. You can see they've spent time on lighting it, getting it perfect, beautiful, and to be honest, some of the practical stuff does look a bit dated from our point of view from now. Obviously, some of it, I think, you could augment it with a little bit of CG, and it would be beautiful. Some of it just looks a little bit puppetry, if you know what I mean, just a little bit. So I'm really disappointed in the Harbinger Down. Of course, I backed it in the Kickstarter, so I got to see it, a digital download version. If you get a chance to see it, just watch it to have a look at the practical stuff in it, the really good creatures that work in it. Apart from that, I don't think you'll get anything from the film. It's really not that good, unfortunately, and I have to give it probably a 4 out of 10 rating. It's worse than Fantastic Four, and that's saying something. Alright guys, I'm Tim, and I hope you like this little, not very positive review for Harbinger Down, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.